Hello, folks. Good afternoon. Welcome to XM Live Education. This is the advanced room, and you're going to participate in a very special session. My name is Stanislav Kolev, and I will be the expert, the trading expert in this session. And we have an analyst as well. Christina, our second meeting together. Very good to see you. How are you doing?
Hello, Stani, and hello, everyone. I'm very excited today. I came only for this day to the studio to have this session. So
Oh, thank you
yeah, I
very
hope
much.
this session will be quite exciting for all of us. But let's see. I mean, we have 25 minutes more or less to go to the NFP report. So yeah, let's make some predictions here. And if you guys have any opinions, please let us know in the chat. It's gonna be really fascinating to have your views as well.
Yes, absolutely. We already had the cheat sheet session for the non-farm payroll with the viewers. I made a prediction of 171,000. I do have an expectation of slightly higher number. I think this will be boosted mostly by the government jobs. They only put 22,000 in government payrolls. I think with the current significant spending that government have taken in the last few months, I think that the tendency is that you have uh, more liquidity to use for this. So I think that it might have some good probability for government payrolls to decide the NFP. Private payrolls slightly higher than before. I think also it might surpass with roughly 10,000. We have some good, some okay jobless claims, some okay PMIs. It's very difficult to determine the number. I think it is going to be higher, but at the same time, I think that US dollar have made a very significant move to the upside, and it's kind of maybe pretty much of this priced in. Um, Maybe gold and the yen will be the biggest losers due to the in case that we have a higher number, so probability of the market pricing out some of the rate cuts that it's been pricing in. So maybe gold and yen will be bigger losers rather than US dollar will be a gainer. You have um, Peter with us, Boyki, Chris, and thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Welcome to the session. I didn't get. I have a Chris prediction, Boyki prediction. I don't have Peter prediction with the right exact number for this, and of course, I'm going to ask Christina as well. So, what do you think of my approach here on the NFP?
Well, basically, I will disagree a bit with you. My prediction is for a slight, let's say, negative surprise and a steady unemployment rate. And I'm more optimistic that August numbers might face an upward revision. So, okay, let's start what would be the greatest thing for the Fed, for the central bank. Basically, at the moment, okay, we have expectations for a 25 basis point rate cut and for a 50 basis point rate cut in November. The odds are higher for 25 basis points at the moment, around 65%. That's the probability for a rate for a 25 basis point rate cut in November. So definitely the Fed doesn't want to face a weakening labor market. It definitely doesn't want to see a strong negative surprise in jobs data, which might consequently, start raising again the concerns for a rapid downfall in the economy. So definitely policymakers would like to see something perhaps neutral or maybe a positive report. So in this case, Danny, you might be right. I mean, if your scenario is correct, if we get higher numbers, then definitely that will reduce the odds for a 50 basis point rate cut, which is currently around 35%, if I'm not mistaken. So that could benefit the US dollar, and therefore the Fed would just safely cut interest rates by just a normal 25 basis point in November, which could be also, around the election period, basically after. So yeah, perhaps this could be the safest scenario. Now, on the other hand, I have also checked the historical data, just checked what was the trend for the month of September from 2013 to 2019. That's before the pandemic. And I found out, surprisingly, that almost all the months of September have been showing a negative surprise. So I think only once in during this period the data surprised to the upside. So that makes me think that perhaps the risk is more on the downside. The positive thing is that August numbers have been facing an upward revision. So yeah, if that proves to be a big number, that could still provide some support to the US dollar. And about the employment rate, okay, I think that we didn't have any huge increases in initial jobless claims.
Exactly.
Initial jobless claims have been trending to the downside. So um, yeah, maybe a steady unemployment rate there could be, yeah, might
Most
be,
likely.
yeah.
Yeah, most likely. And average earnings with point 0.1 tick up or down might not be any event. So everything, as per today, or at least my expectation, will be in the hands of the no-farm payrolls. The market will be, or unless we're completely wrong with what we said so far, and we have a very, very big move um, on the unemployment rate. I see we have a comment. Oh, but it's not opening. Adam, hi, is this live? Yes, Adam, who is watching us
Mhm.
from YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is live. You could ask us anything. I could see your chat. And everybody else is as well. Peter is saying everything is standing still. I wouldn't open any position. I would use pending orders. Um, Peter, I was asking just for a prediction for a number if you want to share it. Dumiso as well. And I'm also going to ask you, Christina, as well. What number you think might be appropriate for the event, according to your expertise, of course.
Well, basically, I think that the number around, from 130 to 150 would be fine.
I need the exact number, and at the end we will see
Okay.
who is basically closest to the actual result and have some celebration.
Okay, then I will say 430,000
One
then, based on my
130.
historical advice. 130, yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Then we have Lovett is saying, Domiso, please kindly tell us your buy stop and sell stop. Of course, if you want to exchange any form of configurations and setups, please do in the chat. Um, I'm going to ask you, Christina, also, if we anticipate strong dollar,
Mhm.
which will be your favorite instrument to trade? And if we anticipate weak US dollar, then which will be your favorite instrument? This is approach that I personally do, so I'm um, very interested to how you you look into this.
Okay, if we have a strong US dollar, I would like to see basically, I think dollar Swiss franc looks a great pair at the moment because we had a sideways move that has been going on since the end of August, and we are
Okay.
currently near the upper band of this range at 0.8520 more or less. So I think that yeah, a stronger dollar could basically break this sideways move and could cause a sharp increase up to 0.8672. Have this as a resistance. There is no, I think, significant resistance below that level.
Yep.
So that would be a nice upward move in this pair. Then we have
If we, I also just going to get in here, and if we also add the declining inflation data that we get from Switzerland and the declining reports there, suggesting that the central bank will cut further the rates in the upcoming meeting. So just adding a little bit more complement to the setup that you're bringing. Also, we have Lulama. What's the direction of dollar Japanese yen? Recently have been going up, but at the moment we don't know what will be on the NFP. And Adam is asking the effect on gold. Um, I will
Yeah,
be
gold is a
switching
nice
to
one.
gold in a moment. So dollar Swissy for strong dollar and for weak dollar.
And for weak dollar, I would say gold for sure, because I can see a pattern there. Don't know, guys, if you have noticed the Elliott wave pattern, which started from February 2024. For those who are not aware, this is a pattern which has five waves in an upward pattern. So 5 waves of uptrend, and then a 3 wave of correction, or perhaps some stability. So we have currently, I think we are in wave 3 and at the upper band of a bullish channel. So let's see if that proves to be, the peak of the wave 3. And if that proves to be the case, we may move down to the lower band of the bearish channel at 2583 before a new bullish wave starts. So yeah, I'm wondering. I'm really
So this
interested
is
to see
again
this.
with strong dollar, right? So dollar Swissy was long dollar, and this is
Yes,
again long dollar.
yes, for a strong dollar.
Okay, all right. And then for a weak US dollar, which instrument you would choose if we have weak dollar event?
For weak dollar, perhaps the European currencies, euro dollar and pound dollar, they faced significant depreciation lately. So I think that yeah, this could provide a boost to them. Maybe euro dollar could run up to test the 1.1135 territory and then up to 1.12. And yeah, if you look at the chart, if you agree, Stan, I think we are in a bullish channel in euro dollar from April, from the end of April. At least we have a nice support trend line on the downside. So I think we are very close to that.
That's
So
right.
that's
If you're referring to the daily chart in this structure, yes, I was
mm-hmm.
having a sell. Oh yeah, I was shorting it from the highs. Now I have some small long position as well. But my preferred scenario is if we have some false breakout at the bottom, and then I will look to potentially, of course, um, anticipate a long here. So yeah, Europe. I kind of like better the pound somehow, even though it was running hot this morning, and even though we got some comments from Bailey that they'll probably be cutting rates in the upcoming meeting. We were expecting this to happen, so pound maybe not for a swing trade, maybe like more of a short-term setup. How do you see the pound?
The British pound. That's basically, I think we can. I'm kind of a bit pessimistic about pound dollar, especially after the Bank of England officials said that they are probably thinking of aggressive rate cuts. So that caused the latest downside correction to 1.30, 130. I have a support trend line there, basically a resistance turned into support trend line over there. So waiting, let's say, for a close above 1.30, 167 to continue higher. Otherwise, if you break 1.30, 130, I expect a decline to 1.30. And yeah, basically the technical picture, or at least the technical indicators, don't look very optimistic. So yeah, and the latest comments from the Bank of England, as I said, it's have been kind of discouraging about the British pound. But then the economy again by itself is not doing. It's basically not doing really bad. I mean, if you look at the PMIs, the latest UK PMIs have been quite resilient, above the 50 level, which suggests that the economy is growing. So yeah, I mean that was the reason that pound dollar was rising previously, but then yeah, the dovish tone from the central bank uh, forced it back to the downside. So technically, I'm kind of neutral at the moment, around 1.30, 130. If we
Okay.
break that, I think that, yeah, this sell-off might continue.